Hey, welcome back to Missile Reviews. What we're taking a look at is Iron Factory. They're Ashura Knights. They are homages to the War Within style of Dinobots. I don't have their names offhand. I don't know if they have names, but you've got, what is it? Snarl, Slag, Grimlock, Swoop, and Sludge. Hopefully I got that right. That would be kind of crappy if I didn't, but it's what it is. We're going to go ahead and start with their Swoop. For each of these, I'm just going to go ahead and give a roundabout, give some sizes, Poseability, etc., etc. All of these are between 4 inches, 4.5 inches, so right around that default Iron Factory size. And the amount of detail on these is just incredible. I really, really like them. While we go over the Poseability here. And that's another thing, those tight joints. Just trying to rotate the elbow, popped it off without bracing it. Alright, so no wrist swivel on that one. And I wish there was a little bit more consistency throughout these. Because there really isn't. There are some things that some do that others don't, etc., etc. So, but overall, a little bit dated. These were actually in production and designed for years before they actually got released. So I think the designs were actually done some time ago. Some of the first things we actually saw from Iron Factory, but just some of the latest release for whatever reason. But they still look good, even though the Poseability is a little bit just not as on par as I wish it was with their current products. Well, I guess these are current too, but you know what I mean. Now you're looking at the weapon options for Swoop here. Those blasters from the back can be held as blasters. They can also become daggers. So pretty cool stuff. I like that baton, tonfa kind of look. Get them posed up here. But these are pretty. I love the coloring on them and things like that. The fit and finish is so nice. Alright. And here's Slag. And I admittedly do like this War Within styling on him. It's nice, not just because the designs are nice, but it's different, you know? You got 50 million companies who have come out with Dinobots over the past couple of years, and it's cool to see Dinobots that aren't Dinobots, if that makes sense. Even though these retain their homages to the G1 style, they still have the soul and the essence of the characters. They have more like tank alt modes and things like that than just dinosaurs. Even though Swoop is still a pterodactyl. It's like a pterodactyl plane. It's weird. It's almost like they got to him and just said, fuck it, just make him a pterodactyl. Alright, posing there. They do pose pretty well. The only thing I wish that these had across the board, honestly, is ankle tilt. That would be great. I don't know how well it'd fit because some of them, their legs and feet split for transformations, but, you know, it's what it is. Alright. And another one here, Snarl. Or not Snarl, whatever you want to call him. You can see, even though he turns into some kind of war vehicle, I don't know exactly what you'd call it. It looks like an armored something. But he still has those Stegosaurus spikes on him and stuff like that. It's neat. I like this kind of stuff. There we go. And here is their Sludge. This is by far my favorite of the group. He's just big, he's beefy. You can see he's about just over 4¼ inches tall. But he comes with an axe, he comes with a sword. He has that big, huge gun on his back and things like that. He's beefy, he's armored up, and his face, the detailing on it, it kind of reminds me of Behemoth, like Castle Crashers and stuff like that, those kind of designs. It's really cool. He's a standout. Right, and that back flap opens up so he can tilt his waist and things like that. But this was just a badass figure. Even though Grimlock's probably my favorite Dinobot, this is the one out of this toy line that I would get by itself. Even though they are sold as a 5-pack. Now, speaking of which, These are on order at TF Source. They're actually in stock now, $149.99. So that brings it to 5 Dinobots, $50 per. No, $30 per. What the heck am I multiplying or dividing or whatever? So definitely not a bad deal. Between the size, the plastic quality, things like that, you compare this to maybe an RC that's around the same price. Yeah, these are definitely more bang for your buck. Alright, taking off that big rifle here. Like I said, this was just fun. And even the rifle, it has bits on the side that can kind of pop off and be rearranged and things like that. This is just a cool figure. He's fun. So if anybody gets their set, they just don't like their Sludge, go ahead, shoot me a message, I'll buy him off you. Alright, trying to get him into a half decent kneeling pose here. That's the thing, even while I was posing this one around, the knee joints are so tight it felt like it stopped. I didn't even think to just go ahead and bend it farther. So, and if I could say one thing across the board with Iron Factory, I wish they would work on their tolerances, because you get a lot of instances where, more often than not, they're not too tight, but they're tight and they're not as easy to play with as I'd like them to be. I'd rather have that than too loose, but, it's still scary. You don't want to play with something and it's so tight you feel like it's going to break or things like that. Seems to happen, more than I get with other companies. Right. Well, there's our Sludge. Finish this off, in the robot modes at least, with Grimlock. He is just over 4 inches. Give you the roundabout there, and you can see he comes with the traditional sword, double barrel blaster. These are nice figures. I love their ankle support. They are well balanced, even though I'm kind of knocking them around here. No, these are very solid, well balanced. Good heel support. They're awesome. Like I said, ankle tilt would just make them probably my favorite Iron Factory figures, period. But without those little things, it kinda... They're on the upper end, but they're just not there. As my favorite, gotta get them, that kind of thing. Definitely glad I had them, though. Alright, and then while I'm posing this guy around, of course you can check out the full Raiden review, gallery, things like that on kumasal.com. I hope you do. There we go. It's nice. You got these little bots that can do running poses and all kinds of stuff with ease. And here are the vehicle modes. I'm going to spend too much time on these because they kind of are what they are. Only one of them, I believe it is... Which one is it? Is it Snarl that has the rotating wheels? So, out of all of them, that's one with rotating wheels. They all have the 5mm peg holes throughout. They kind of are what they are. We're taking a look at Sludge here. Grimlock. See, no rotating wheels anywhere or anything like that. And Snarl. You see he has the rotating wheels. He has 3 of them. I do like his pinchers there. That's pretty neat. It's like an armored bugmobile. Taking a look at Slag. And I like that one. And see how it has the essence of the Triceratops and things like that? It's pretty cool. Alright, no rotating wheels there. Then last, certainly not least, Swoop. And it's like he's a jet pterodactyl. I was not lying. I mean, it's slavish too, the actual war within design. I just don't get that design in general. It's different. But it looks good. All of these actually look good. It's a nice looking set together, and I'm glad that they're sold together too. It makes sense. And again, this has been Iron Factory. They're IFEX 6 through 10, 5 figures, Ashura Knights. TF Source, $149.99, almost free shipping. Don't know exactly what it's going to be, just below that 150 mark. Full written pictorial review, kumasao.com, Instagram, Facebook, follow me everywhere. See you next review.